let's get to the player's choice, shall we? Let's get to some content. So apparently we voted on this and there was a stream about it, but they did a second vote thing later, of which I have an hour to, do this, I guess. Adepticon Commander was fun. Yeah, it was. I liked Adepticon Commander. That was a good time. Player's voice, which rhymes with player's choice. Which is your favorite game of the year? Player's voice is a 100% fan voted award across 3 rounds. Vote up to 10 games this round. Finally, the justice category, right here. Anyway, player's voice, justice, who got snubbed, okay, etc., etc. Let's get in there. I didn't vote Alan Wake for anything before, and I feel like I've been remiss. I should. I haven't played the game. I haven't even watched somebody play the game. People say it's good. I'm sure it's good, even if it's a little artsy, maybe. And so I'm voting for it here. Basically, sight unseen. Armored Core 6. Completely snubbed, in my opinion, by the awards show. This should have been in the running for art direction, and it should win. Instead, in art direction, they had a bunch of games that I didn't think the art direction was that great in. But they were really popular games, and so, okay, there you go. You like Art House Twin Peaks? As much as the next man. If yes, go Alan Ryder. Alright. So we got Armored Core 6, Justice. Alan Wake, probably. I really liked Baldur's Gate 3, even though Baldur's Gate sweep, so I'm voting for it again. Get owned. Same with same with Cyberpunk. I mean, game's so fucking good. Loved it. I don't do Counter-Strike, but I heard some people complain about Counter-Strike 2. It seems to be a engine update that went off to a bit of a rocky start. Apex Legends, meh. Destiny 2, no. Diablo 4, no. Final Fantasy 16, sadly, no. I didn't much care for this one. And I don't know, for the first half of them, I would say a pretty big fan. I played Final Fantasy 1 on the Nintendo Entertainment System as a kid. Really enjoyed it. 4 was really good. Kind of genre defining, at least, or maybe series defining. Picked up a lot of the tropes that Final Fantasy would later have. 6 was excellent. Some say the best. I don't know if I disagree even. 7 was excellent, generational. 8 was excellent, even though a lot of people don't like it, they're wrong. Just because it's silly. 5 was good too. Had a really interesting job system. I don't remember much about the story, but I remember the gameplay was pretty good. I hated 9, which here's where I diverge from everybody else's opinion. Everybody seems to love 9. I actually hated it. Yeah, didn't like anything about it. It must have been the characters, because I didn't think any of the characters were particularly compelling. I actually found them extremely annoying, except for Vivi. And the story was stupid. And I didn't like all the short people. I didn't much care for the gameplay. Anyway, yeah, didn't like 9. 10 was very good. And it aged better than a lot of Final Fantasies did. 10 years later, 20 years later, I think I'm ready to call Final Fantasy X one of the best ones. 11 was an MMO, it doesn't count, but it sucked. 12 sucked, but it could have been really good. It's just the MMO style gameplay was awful, and the main 2 characters felt tacked on and annoying. The rest of the characters were really cool, though. I like the world. 13, 1, 2, and 3 were trash. With a very interesting party loadout, switching class kind of thing. A little bit inspired from 10-2. But overall, didn't much care for any of the characters again. That seems to be the thing with Final Fantasy games. If you liked all the characters, you liked the Final Fantasy. If you didn't, you're not going to like it. 14 was MMO, doesn't count. 15, trash. Very memeable. And funny to, like, endearingly make fun of, 15. But it was trash, and it was so clearly not even close to complete, and they just said, well, we're going to finish it, so do a 50-year time skip. I don't know. It was bad. And they didn't even use an original song for their song. They used some pop song and changed it slightly. Trash. And 16, damn, I don't know if this is a hot take, but it seemed like everybody really liked 16 when it came out, but I don't know, man. I found it to be barely even technically counting as an RPG anymore. It's a kind of like a beat-em-up action game that just goes from huge action set piece to huge action set piece over and over, and then the game ends. Honestly, full shrug. Full shrugs. Meh. And it kept hammering home to me as I was watching it that, like, man, ever since they put voices in Final Fantasy, the grotesque overacting of all the voice actors in Final Fantasy games actually does ruin the dialogue for me a little bit. I liked it better when I couldn't understand what the fuck they were saying, and then possibly an intern who might have almost been a writer, like, makes a sentence that makes any goddamn sense, you know? I don't know. That's my whole Final Fantasy spiel. Apologies. Final Fantasy enjoyers. Frank on the Rocks, 10 is the best one they ever made. It's not even close. Damn, that's a bold claim. I don't even think I would disagree with it, ? I'm old enough to have played 1. I didn't play 2 and 3 because they weren't released in America at the time. 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I played all those. 6 is really good. 7's really good. I personally like 8, even though it's a stupid 80s movie. I think, damn, maybe 10 is really good. 10's up there. And it had a brutal ending, as it should. You can't believe people recently have been trying to defend 13. What nostalgia are they smoking? This is something you all will notice as you get older. There will be media that comes out, and everyone is mocking it. Rightfully so, because it's terrible. Everyone's having a good old time. They're like, this shit sucks. And everyone makes fun of it. Everyone agrees. And then 10 years later, people be like, man, remember that? It wasn't as bad as we thought. And those people will be like, hella wrong. It happened with Star Wars. It can happen with anything. I remember when the prequels came out, because I was alive. Prequels came out, I was in college. And everyone trashed it, because they were like the worst movies ever. Everyone was mocking them. And they're like, the Star Wars prequels are so fucking bad, it's ludicrous. And then 10 years later, people are like, man, these new Star Wars movies, they're even worse than the prequels. In fact, I kind of like the prequels because of blah, 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 blah. You know, don't let them ever forget it. 10 has the best production, godlike combat, leveling system, and a banker OST. Hymn of the Faith is transcendent and a great story. And some of the stupidest characters, and that's hard. 10 also has Ride the Shoe Puff guy. And that guy's the real hero. You like the prequels, but you saw them as a kid? Yeah, so you were the target audience. A lot of fans were annoyed because George Lucas made the prequels with the target audience being literal 8-year-olds. And I don't mean that as an insult, like you're watching some YouTuber and you make fun of him because all the kids watch him. I mean, like, on purpose he made the movies for like 10-year-olds. Very carefully, even. And that's why everyone kind of didn't like him. But a lot of 10-year-olds liked him. And then they grow up and they're like, that shit was good. 10 also has Lulu. Ooh. And fucking Waka. This stupid racism. The racism bad thing. Yeah. That was so funny. It is brother Chapu. Oh, what was the fucking Kimari Ranso? No horn, right? The guy with the horn that got broke off? And all his other big furry horn dudes. Like, no horn. Anyway, that shit was sick. You saw Clones in theaters on the midnight release and fell asleep only waking up to people cheering about Yoda cartwheels. Damn, that was stupid. I remember that. 8-year-old trade negotiations. Well, those aliens were just Chinamen. It was obvious even back then. You think you got a Twitch ad? Did you see my question? Possibly. Let me scroll up. You're terribly sorry, Mr. Streamer, of Big Miniatures, to ask you this. Oh, here we go. A paragraph. I forgot a long time ago you said your opinion on the Jagati Khan Mini and your Alzheimer's kicked in. Could you quickly give the take on the Jagati Khan miniature? I'm trying to remember it. Song name is Mild by Channel Select. Delicious. I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember the... Oh, Mongol Man? Oh, he's the guy in white armor. He looks like a Mongolian. And people told me they ride bikes. I seem to recall me finding his armor kind of interesting, but for the most part, I don't think any of the Primarchs as sculpts or models were particularly interesting or cool looking. And I've seen some in real life and they look much worse. I'm kind of a downer about them, I hate to say it. But yeah, I'm not a big fan. Resident Sleeper on basically all of them. Jagati Khan was one of the 2 or 3 that were better than the others, but nothing special. Apologies if I'm breaking your heart. What's next? Fortnite, trash, Genshin Impact, Wallet Impact, am I right? GTA Online. That's a thing? Hi-Fi Rush is cool. You get a vote. You were cool. You were fun and cool like a cartoon. With cool gameplay. Spoiled by AOS Kino Auteur models? I mean, probably, yeah. You gotta keep in mind I'm an Age of Sigmar player, and so my centerpieces are, like, amazing. Also, you can look at all those Primarchs, and you can tell they're made out of resin. They look, to me, it looks like, what's that volcanic rock that's very porous? And so it's almost like a sponge, except in rock form. You could just see the texture of the material. Pumice. It reminds me of that a little bit. Hogwarts, by all accounts, actually really good. It hit the target demographic of women who read Hogwarts when they were a kid and just want to get their own wand. I just met my brother over Thanksgiving, and his girlfriend really liked it. Just like everybody's girlfriend of mid-30s really liked it. Supposedly the second half of the game kind of fell off. But it was like better than what people thought, I guess. Oh, there was that controversy too. It had a controversy, which honestly helped it as far as its sales are concerned. But I don't give a shit about Monty Python. What's that guy's name? Harry Potter. I don't give a fuck about that, so no vote for me. I was too old for Harry Potter. And too male. Honkai Star Rail. I've seen, isn't this just Genshin Impact at home? I actually don't know what I'm talking about. Some streamers play it, but I don't care. I don't care about gacha games. You just described your girlfriend? Yeah, and it's like, I don't want to shit talk the game. Like, it's really good because that's exactly their goal. Like, hey, 35-year-old woman, remember when you read Harry Potter? Now you get your own wand. And they're like perfectly happy. Hell yeah, you know, great work. Anyway, League of Legends, trash, Lies of P, Resident Sleeper, Spoderman, I don't care. Supposedly this game's really good. Spider-Man games have a history of being really popular. I don't care about Spider-Man though, so I don't know anything about it, so I'm not voting for it. Minecraft, still, in the year of our Lord, 2023. Sure, yeah. The game's still good. You know, put No Man's Sky here, I'd vote for that. Mortal Kombat 1, nah, not really. To be honest. Look, I like Ed Boon. I think he's probably a nice guy. But I'm just not that interested in Mortal Kombat as a game. And I don't know if it's that interested in being a good game more than a game that people buy, play one time, and literally never play it again. Oh, and we have No Man's Sky. Yeah, deserved. Honestly, No Man's Sky should have been in the continuous game category because it would have won again. It'll win every year. Because this is what it looks like when the developers give a fuck about a live service game. Except without the whole paying for live service thing. They just keep making it. Octopath Traveler? I've seen some really cool art from this game. I've never played it. I kind of feel like I should. But I don't know enough about it to vote for it. It's mid? That's too bad. Resident Evil 4. Do I click on this just because other people like it? I'm not interested in Resident Evil as a series. I'm just not. It never hit that spark for me. But a lot of people like it. Is this the one with the huge mommy that was going around? Or is that a different one? No, wait, this is 4. This is a remake of 4. That one was 8. Was it 8 with the giant lady? The huge vampire lady? Was that 8? What are they on now? I don't know. Nah, not for me. Maybe it deserves it for a bunch of other people, but for me, I don't care. 8 is the lady. Okay. Star Wars, Jedi Survivor, Resident Sleeper, Starfield, Resident Sleeper, Street Fighter 6. You get my vote. The underdog that probably won't get any recognition, but deserves it. The launch was so much better than 5. Truly an about face. They made up for it. And by all accounts, Street Fighter 6 is pretty good. Menu RD is fucking tearing it up. The man's a generational talent. Unironically great. Super Mario Brothers Wonder. I'm sure it's good, I just haven't played it. And I don't much care about Mario. Legends of Zelda. I don't really like Zelda, I'm gonna be honest. And the game didn't look that good. It's cool that you can build your own flying airplane penises in this game. Great work. But I'm still not voting for you because I don't care about Zelda games. Valorant is, you found a game that's more boring to watch than League. Damn, Valorant is not interesting to watch. Valorant is more boring to watch than Overwatch, and it's crazy. I don't know. I don't like Valorant. It missed for me. And then Warframe. Who? Alright, it looks like I've only voted for 8. Let's review. Alan Art Wake. Armored Core 6, Justice for the art direction that it should have won. Baldur's Gate because sweep. Cyberpunk because legitimately amazing game. Forgettable trash for normies. Hi-Fi Rush was fun. Minecraft's still pretty good. No Man's Sky for taking responsibility and being good. And having more content than like any game almost. And Street Fighter 6, pretty good one. I don't think I see 10 games worth noting here. But 8's pretty good. So I'm going with it. And I don't know... I haven't like watched Resident Evil 4, I just haven't been exposed to it. Because I don't mind too much. There we go, we'll submit the votes. Your votes have been submitted. This is round 1. Round 2 voting begins Thursday, 11:30. Which is tomorrow. We'll get right in there. Oh, you can change your picks? Alright. Any pick changers? Eris's Resident Evil 4 playthrough is tight. It's an Eris game, for sure. Yeah, I'm sure he would like it, while shitting on it the whole time. Does D4 not deserve some kudos? Not at all. No, I don't think so. They made the art direction great instead of trash, which was a big upgrade from Diablo 3. Because Diablo 3 was the game that kind of ruined the art direction. They brought it back to being good in Diablo 4. I think almost every game design choice leading into Diablo 4 was a obvious mistake. And that's why I don't... And then I don't know, they've tried to update the game a little bit here and there with patches and stuff, but the mistakes they made are so foundational and amateurish, really, that you can't fix it unless you rebuild everything and start over. And so all of their updates are just here's quality of life, here's quality of life, here's more loot, here's this is faster. The signs of a dying game. Why does League get to be in the list but Dota 2 doesn't? I don't know, man. It kind of sucks that Dota 2 always has to play second fiddle. Even though Dota was the one that came up with it, right? Probably because of popularity, I would imagine. I don't like MOBAs, really. But, you gotta admit the League is really popular. You heard the most recent D4 season is a big step in the right direction. I haven't looked into it. Forgive me for always rounding down when it comes to Blizzard, but I doubt it. Innovator versus popularizer. Yeah, that's true. There's also some really concerning monetization regarding D4 in the future. Yeah, probably. It's a live service game, so they want you to pay continuously. I don't know. I'm very willing to continuously pay for a game if it is continuously great. I'm okay with that. I've done it before. I paid a subscription fee to several MMOs. I've bought several expansion packs for various games. If the game's awesome, I'll flip a quarter to my man developer. Hey, good work, buddy. Don't spend it all in one place. Here you go. But if it ships just crap, kind of runs out of steam after 2 weeks, and you see all of the problems that were probably kind of obvious. I don't know. I'm not going to pay you to fix your game. I'm going to pay you continuously if I like it and I want more of it. And so, I don't know. Call me when you fixed it. It's weird that you sort of miss subscription fees. It seems more honest than battle passes. That's because it is, yes. Yeah. It is more honest. And a lot less development time goes into tricking you into spending money. And more development time can go into making the game good, but who am I? Young ones don't like that anymore. Yeah, but also they're easier to exploit. You tell someone the game is free, to me, an old, right? If I hear that your game is free, to me that what I hear is our game is trash. We designed the mechanics of the game around forcing you to pay money or waste your time. And so I hear that a game is free, I'm actually turned off from it. I'm like, okay, it's probably bad. No thanks. I got plenty of great games to play. Maybe to a young, impressionable, they don't know yet, they hear free, they're like, hell yeah, I'm poor. I want to play a game for free. And then you look at them one calendar year later and they've spent more on that game than they would have if they bought a $60 game every other month. Got them. But maybe I'm just jaded, I'm not sure. What if it's free until level 70, like the critically acclaimed MMO Final Fantasy, including the award-winning expansion Stormblood? I don't consider that a free game. I consider that a subscription-based MMO with a great demo disc. Kinda like EverQuest. You can play that game until level 80, 85. Realistically 70. Before you just about can't play it anymore and have to pay. People who spend money on mobile games perplex you. They do me as well, but I think I have one idea of what it might be. What if you commute to work? Like, you have to go to work, and you get on, like, a train or some shit. And it takes, like, an hour. One way. So you have, like, hours of your day wasted doing nothing. And only, like, going to and from work. And you just need something to do. And you have no respect for the hard work you're putting in and the time you're wasting to do that, and so you spend your hard-earned money on some fucking awful game. Mobile games solely exist to kill time at work. You have to go into the office and your work is dead with short periods of being busy. Okay. Yeah, maybe that's it. People gotta do something at work, so they play a game. It's also the, I have enjoyed this game for 60 hours and spent no money, so spending some money is not a big deal, ignoring the fact that you didn't really enjoy the game. It was just burning time on said commute. Yeah, maybe. What is that? The, there's a term for that, where you've spent... Actually, the term doesn't quite work, because it's a sunk cost thing. It's mostly about money, right? I spent $100, what's another $5, you know? Even though you keep using that logic, and then eventually you've spent $300, so really you should cut out early. Buying Maids for Love is a bit much. I haven't heard of that game, according to my lawyer. Yeah, 90% of mobile gamers quit paying microtransactions just when the game is about to become fun. Good meme. Icon Rad? I don't think I'm familiar with this person. Are they in a suit? Like at a sports game? Anyway, there's a bunch of Age of Sigmar news. And War Scrolls and stuff. I might chill on that and just do all the tier lists and stuff here. And then, you know. You're on college dorm Wi-Fi. Twitch Prime. Don't worry about it. Thanks for tuning in. Steinwan, thanks for the Prime for 14 months. Was Horn's degrees in finance? Uh-oh. Mine certainly wasn't. I'm not exactly a business. I got a Bachelor of Fine Arts. Much the opposite, as a matter of fact. Sunk cost is an important concept that nobody you work with cares about. Oh. Alright. Fair enough. You know, movie studios care a lot about that, though. And they've learned. Whole lot of movies that are basically done get canceled all the time. Even though it would just be... you know, an extra 30%, 50%, 100% on advertising, but it's projected not to do well, and so it really is just better to cut it loose. Supposedly. Anyway, time to get a real drink. Damn, that music is sick. BRB. Pippa's doing a collab? Oh, shit. Is that true? Let me check. I don't know who that is, by the way. Must be on YouTube. I mean, who's that? And be right back getting a real drink. And then we got ethical tier list, VTuber awards, where we all continuously pretend we don't know who these people are. Should be a good time.